the impacts of trauma is that shame-based view of the self. That people start blaming themselves. That somehow you invited it or deserved it, or you didn't fight back hard enough, or which if you didn't was also self-protection.
Well, I think that was one of the original moments that at least that I remember where I literally left my body and disassociated.
Which was a defense.
Yes.
So again, it's an adaptation. So that's what I would say about that incident.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, but again, the problem is in the environment, in the lack of being held and being seen. So there's nothing, and then in your initial impulse when you began that narrative about how it's not as bad as what I,
Right.
would you say that to your great?
Oh my God, no.
If your daughter comes to you and says, "Oh, it's not so bad. Think of all the kids that are, being beaten," or so that lack of self-compassion is one of the ways that trauma shows up, and that's why I'm saying the healing needs to begin with some compassionate curiosity towards the self, not why, but why. It's a totally different conversation.
And then I can also see and take responsibility and have a lot of compassion for how my volatility emotionally
Absolutely.
just passed that on to my daughters.
Absolutely.
And so there are things that happened to them that in the time they didn't feel comfortable coming to me.
Yeah.
Because the exact same thing.
Exactly.
And, it of course just makes me, it makes me sad that I didn't know this sooner.
Yeah.
But I feel very grateful for your work because I know it now. And so do our children, and so does my husband. And that knowledge gives you the ability to truly address the things that happened and the response that happened in your body and how that has created these default patterns and this inability to manage stress or emotion or conflict in a way that is healthy and that keeps you connected to yourself instead of constantly abandoning yourself and feeling disappointed in yourself and shaming yourself. And so while I can reflect on that with a lot of sadness and grief and regret, I feel more empowered, honestly.